everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Yeah, I was also talking about something, going through some things that you said in your content as far as chasing bum ass broads. This can also be said for women who chase bum ass dudes. How does a person realize that the person they are with is a bum, and can you motivate a woman or a man that you with to get better on a journey with you if she isn't financially in a bad place, or if she isn't financially in the bad place that you're in? So like, if you were with a bum ass broad, what you would call like a woman who don't, what you would say, not call them, but you would say, if she don't, if she's not supporting you on your journey to fulfilling your dreams, like if she want to sit down and watch Netflix with you when you need to be figuring out your next move, or she want to, I can't remember everything you said, but if uh, she don't want you to put in that extra time at work so you can make that extra money to pay for your whatever it is, your investment that you want to jump off your next business with, but she'll rather you be at home with her, maybe watching the kids or something. And that's what you would consider a bum ass broad, because she's not motivating you to be a better person. So how do you get her to realize that you need to be in that?
I would tell you this because I made this mistake. Most dudes make this mistake whether it comes to a woman they're with or a friend that's doing less than them or trying to help their family. This changed my life, and maybe I could save somebody from having to waste 5-10 years. I had a mentor. He told me, he saw everything I was doing. He said, listen, Gold, stop finding ducks and trying to teach them to fly. You find eagles and teach them to fly in formation. And when I understood and applied that, I made more progress in the next 2 years than I did the previous 8. A loser is going to be a loser. If you find somebody in the gutter, guess what? It's because that's where they're supposed to be. A hustler finds himself in the gutter. He's going to find his way out of there in 2 seconds because he's a hustler and he's a winner. So when you find somebody who's on a low level, they're there for a reason, and you're not going to motivate them to be something more. And if you do this, I had a mentor tell me this once too, right? I had a broad giving me a whole bunch of problems. I had to always motivate her. I had to always be on top of her to get her money. I had to always be on top of her to wake up on time. I had to always be on top. And I said, man, do you think it's worth trying to save the situation? He told me it's possible, but if you do it, it's going to take so much out of you. You probably won't be able to do anything else in life. And even if you could do it, why would you want to? It's 3 billion women in this world. You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is this. Why are you trying to find ducks and teach them to fly when there's enough eagles out there that could already be on your type of time? Why? Because it's easy to find ducks. It's harder to find eagles. And a lot of times people are not on the level they think they're on. So that it's harder to catch the better quality woman. But what I would say is work on yourself, elevate yourself. It's better to be by yourself than be with somebody who's a dead weight dragging you down. And then you can elevate to the point where you could catch somebody on that level. Don't try to change that woman. You're not going to do it. It's another saying I love that a mentor told me. He said, don't try to teach a pig to fly. It's impossible, and it only irritates the pig. You're taking so much time, energy, and focus trying to put something in somebody that you can never do. It has to be in them. You're taking that time, energy, and focus from yourself that could be elevating yourself. So instead of you elevating yourself with that time, energy, which I did for years, I was trying to put it into the women around me, put it into the people around me. And that was taken away from my own growth. And one day I turned around, I said, you know what, no more. I'm gonna put that time and energy into myself. And I elevated so quickly. And guess what? When I really started to elevate, I started to find not only women, but other men on the same level as me, with the same mindset, with the same motivation, who are attracted to me because I was really that at that point.
Yeah.
So I would say, listen, you will waste your life. That broad that you're with, listen, I've lived enough life, and I'm sure you have too. Most people do not change. They just get progressively worse in whatever direction they're in. And even the people that I changed, the moment I was not around them, they fell back to where they were because it wasn't in them. Just find people on the level and on the page that you're already on or that you want, because you're not going to try to change people. And how arrogant of you to think you know what's best for somebody's life. If they want to be a bum, if they want to sleep in, if they don't have aspirations, if they want to smoke crack, who are you to say that's not what they should do with their life? Fix your life and get people who are on the same page. Most people are going to waste their life, waste their time, 2, 3, 4 years. You're probably going to break up with her anyway. And that's going to be 4 years that you lost trying to turn somebody into something that you could never do. That's my advice on the situation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a lot of times I've even had it in my relationships at one time, long time ago, that person uh wanted me to stop doing what I was doing because they thought it was, a waste of time. Said just go get a job in the oil field because the oil field was booming back then. So, and I was just like, nah, I think, even the slow grind is still a grind. But you just gotta find your own way. And some people they just don't respect that. And I realized from listening to you where that respect level was in that relationship.
Yep.
Because another thing you said is about respect. I believe you mentioned it earlier. If a girl, or if a girl, you could tell if a girl don't like you. She probably is by the way she respects you. You also said,
By the way she treats you, by the way she
oh
talks
yeah,
to you, by the way she does or doesn't support your dreams. It's not really hard. We all know what it looks like when you don't like somebody, but we just casually accept that treatment from our partner and don't realize, wow, she treats me like somebody she doesn't like. And most dudes are in situation and they just accept it because they projected that on TV and this, or maybe you saw your parents were like that or somebody. They've made that normal. I'm not dealing with no broad who doesn't talk to me with the utmost respect. I can do bad all by myself. So if she doesn't love my dirty draws, if she doesn't see me as a prize, if she's not willing to overlook mistakes that I make because I'm a human being and wants to hold on to stuff, that's not a woman you should be with. And that all goes back to game guy rule number one: like who likes you. These dudes are chasing women, and because they chased him, you just made her just be like, nah, he's doing so much, fine, I'll deal with him. That's not a woman you want. You want the woman, when you looked at her, she looked back at you with her eyes wide and her mouth smiling. That's the woman that actually likes you and is going to make things conducive for you and is going to support your dreams because she actually likes you. But let me tell you one thing, man, and I don't think I've ever said this on a podcast, man. I was thinking about it the other day. When I was coming up, might have been 15, 16, man, I was heavy into production. I saved up hella money to buy it's called a MX. I can't remember what it was called, actually. It was like one of those MPCs, but not an MPC brand, to make beats. I had records in my room. I had the MPC. I would listen to music all day, make beats all day for hours and hours. And it was like a passion of mine. Like time would stop. Everything that people say when you find your passion, I could do it all day and I would just love doing it. But I had a girlfriend. And every day she was like, well, when you going to stop? Oh, you going to do that all day? Oh, I come over here. You want that all day? And she single-handedly made me spend less time and less time and less time. Then I ended up stopping. And I was really a passion of mine. And I look back on it now like, damn, that woman probably stopped a dream that I could have been a mega producer, because that was really a dream. If she was not in my life to discourage me from spending hours and hours and hours on a dream of mine, I probably would have been a famous producer by now because I had so much love and passion for it. And I say that to say it's so many women that are with men right now doing the same thing in maybe smaller ways that they don't really recognize. And you need to wake up, because most of these women are killing your dreams, because you would not be sitting there Netflix and chilling if it was up to you. You would not be going out to restaurants 4-5 times a week. You probably wouldn't even be going to those concerts or buying all of these flowers or going on these vacations. You would probably be working on what you want to work on, being invested in the things that you like, being curious about certain things that might turn your life up. But because that woman is with you, she's deterring you from everything that you should be doing. And you need to pay attention to that. That's why the man needs to be the head. That's why the man needs to be the prize, because you need to be running the household. You need to be telling when we read today, I'm going to the gym today. We're not going on that vacation. We're not doing this. And a woman who really likes you and is by your side is going to support that because she likes you, because you're the head. But if you're not the head, if you're not the prize, if she doesn't like you because you were chasing her, then everything is going to be out of order because the man's not in his rightful position.
man, that same story happened to me. Like about 10 years ago, I was selling hats on the corners every Friday and Saturday. And I would go out and flip these snapback hats. This is when the snapbacks was really popping. And I would order them from China and be up 3-4 in the morning ordering hats because they wide awake over there in China, and then getting them in out there every Friday and Saturday. Then it went from, hey, you don't have to work today, spend Saturday with me. You know what I mean? It went from one Saturday to 2 Saturdays. I ain't got no more damn hats. I'm like, man, this chick that tricked me out of my whole little hustle.
Man, I'm trying to tell you. I mean, and that could be your woman, it could be your mother, it could be your friend, it could be. It's why I'm very adamant at this age about cutting off anybody who's not on my type of time, who doesn't have the same mindset as me, who talks down on my dreams, who isn't motivated, because I understand the pull. And every time I cut out a friend who wasn't on my type of time, a woman who wasn't on my type of time, I saw how quickly my life elevated. So I don't waste any more time. People say it might be cold, but you know what? It's called self-love. I care about myself first. So I'm not letting anybody around here who's going to obstruct my dreams. And most of these dudes, I don't feel like they have enough self-love. You know, I do a lot of coaching, and a lot of these problems come from a deficiency that I see in men these days, that they're not okay to be alone. It's something within these dudes in this generation that's so missing that they'll rather accept poor treatment from a woman than be by themselves and be better. They know they would be better off without the stress, without the drama, you know, and with more free time. But they would rather be with that woman who's being negative in their life, who's bringing nothing positive to their life, just so they won't have to be by themselves. And that's why I say dudes got to do that personal work, because once you do that personal work and do to get that self-love, everything else works itself out. And all the problems you have in your life stem from a lack of self-love. In my Game God Mentality program, the first module is self-love. The reason I speak the way I speak and have the confidence I have to say the things I have, because I do the work. I'm working out every day. I'm building on myself. I'm reading the books. I'm having a lot of self-investment. So I love myself. And because I love myself and treat myself to the utmost, any woman or man who comes in has to treat me at that level, or I won't accept it, because it's beneath what I feel like I deserve. These dudes don't feel like they deserve high level treatment, so therefore they accept whatever. Because a man who feels like he should be treated like this, if a woman come in treating him like this, talking to him like this, he's gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna do that. But if you already treat yourself like this, talk to yourself like this, don't hold yourself accountable, or don't respect what you see when you look in the mirror, then when a woman comes in, she could treat you at that same level. So it all comes back to self-worth, self-love, and self-investment to build yourself up to be the man that you respect when you look in the mirror. So then everybody else has to respect you.
Heck yeah, man.